Question. Zahan says, are these all new rules going to impact H-1B extension petition slash process as I don't have my H-1B visa stamped?
So if you're in the US, it won't apply. It will only apply when you leave the US, get a new visa stamp, and try to re-enter the US. That's when you're going to have to pay the $100,000 fee. So the oddity of this $100,000 fee is that it's not clear quite yet who you're paying that fee to. And now, if it's a border admission fee, which is what the proclamation describes it as, that would mean you pay CBP. However, USCIS has announced that they're creating a process that will be released within 30 days or so for you to pay the fee to them, which doesn't really make sense if it's a border admission fee. The other issue is, USCIS has limits on how they can charge fees to cover the cost of their adjudications. This $100,000 fee, there's nothing in the world about this process that is worth $100,000 of government time. So it will be hard for them to justify this fee, when they're sued on it.
Or could we also hear the news of a lot of layoffs happening because of, this news?
I don't know if the layoffs are, necessarily attributable to this new proclamation, but tech layoffs happen, cyclically. So I wouldn't be surprised, if there are a lot of layoffs going on. I think the policy is really too new to be driving any type of layoff movement, and also it's too uncertain. We don't know. We didn't know for the first week of this thing's existence how it was going to play out and who was going to be impacting.
Right. But what do you think the future is exactly going to be? Do you think that this will, the administration might think about, because I also asked this question in one of my other shows with other attorneys too, that the administration itself is a combination of immigrants. There are a lot of people from different not countries, but I'd say immigrants. Basically, if we talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk, or Kash Patel, and so many of them, and President Trump's wife, they are immigrants. So could they think about it and maybe think about taking this decision back?
So the only way that this decision's getting walked back completely is in the courts. Stephen Miller is driving immigration policy. He's the one that controls it. There's a lot of tension when Musk was doing Doge between he and Stephen Miller on immigration issues, and Stephen Miller won all those battles. So I really don't see them walking this back. It's going to have to be something that's fought out in court, and the courts are going to have to determine whether or not the president can actually do this.
And are US company already backing away from hiring Indians because of this proposed fee?
We haven't really seen that. Like I said, it's really too new to tell. I think anybody bringing in a new H-1B from overseas is probably going to tell them to not travel and to hold off until this is resolved. And, because they don't want to pay the $100,000 fee. The major tech companies that have, $1 trillion in market capitalization probably aren't going to be deterred, from hiring people that they need or that they see are necessary. So I don't think that's going to really slow them down. But I think your small to medium companies, which are really the economic drivers of the country, are going to be the ones that hold off on hiring, if the fee is going to be required for that individual.
I wanted to ask that, who do you think is going to be majorly impacted with this?
In terms of the workers, it's going to be the people that have left the country or outside of the country coming in on new visas that have not been stamped yet. So in terms of the companies, the ones that will be the most impacted are the small and medium-sized companies. They're the ones that just can't afford to be dropping $200,000 or $100,000 for an employee every 3 years.